Hi there. Welcome to City Skylines Tutorial for Beginners. This is going to be episode 61 and we are back in our beginning map. I'm so excited. And right now we're riding along with a seagull so we can just kind of like look at the city while I get this thing out of the way while I explain some things to you. I have been 4 months out of this game in a temporary game, as you will know if you've been following along, and trying to figure out what caused the array index error in my games. I have not figured it out. The Paradox people who distribute the game have not figured it out. I've been in touch with their technicians. I've been in touch with the Colossal Order technicians. That's the people who actually made the game. None of us has an answer. None of us knows what's caused it. I've gone online at the workshop, where you get your mods, to the discussion sections. Can't find anybody there who really knows. Everybody's guessing, just like I was. So we never did figure out, any of us, what caused the array index errors. I thought at one time that I'd figured it out. I thought it was the 81 tile mod. Turns out it wasn't, so 81 tiles went back on my games, no problem. I thought at one time it might be Traffic Manager President, and that another time that it might be Akira Ishikawa's Enhanced Garbage and Enhanced Hearses. No. Then I thought maybe it was the two of those interacting with each other. Never could manage to get any proof of any of that, just suspicions, because they kept popping up when they were on the game. So I took everything off and started over again, and what I came up with was a list of mods, and all of the assets that we have in the game are fine, but and a couple of additional assets are now fine that I will go into with you, and the mods that I'm going to show you now are also fine. So let's see if I can toggle into that. Let's stop the action here, and I'm going to toggle over into this. Now you can put it on hold and take a look at this and write down all this information. I'll read it off to you. These are the mods that I have in the game now that do not cause an array index error. The game works fine with these. So like if you have been adding mods as I added mods, you might want to take off anything and everything in your mods through the content manager that is not these particular mods. These are the ones I have on my game now. The game no longer gets array index errors, and the assets that we have are all fine. So Automatic Bulldoze by Sadler. You'll never have to doze out abandoned or burnt down buildings again. Remove Decoration Sprites by Hyperdrive Engage. Makes parks look like they've just been mowed. Clouds and Fog Toggler by Bloody Penguin. It makes city air crisp and clear so the hills in the distance are not fuzzy. So you see all of this clearly, okay? And your buildings clearly. Ambient Sounds Tuner by Arcomeda. Now it lets you get rid of the seagull sounds, but as you can see, you still get to keep the seagull, which is great because you can ride on him, and he's the only bird that you actually see. Although you hear other birds in the parks, he's the only little guy that you actually see in the game. So I kind of wanted to keep him, and Ambient Sounds Tuner lets you do that. Also, it makes the sirens in the town whatever volume you want them to be or not be. Crossings by Spectra. This lets you drop pedestrian crosswalks on the roads wherever you want them. Like if you have a park, you might want to put in some crosswalks in different areas of the park. Okay. I think somehow I managed to, I clicked here and I didn't mean to. Oh, I see what I did. I tabbed. There. Okay. Crossings. More Beautification by Bloody Penguin. That lets you drop your, this lets you drop assets anywhere you like while you're in the game, rather than just going into Tools and then Assets screen and creating a park. Okay, you can, this way you can drop them anywhere you want. Along a road, anywhere. Network Skins by Bowformer. This mod is needed for the triple lampposts. Let's see if I can, we'll get out of this, get out of our, oops, get out of our seagull here. Okay. Now, these little triple lampposts that you see down here, see these guys? I think in another episode I installed these and showed you how to install them, these guys. Now, that's the triple lamppost mod, and it's in the assets section. When you go to Content Manager, it's by GVOS, and you need the network skins by Bowformer so you can see that. Okay, it also allows you to put trees, and I think we did that once too. Let me go check. I think that was over here. Yeah, that allowed us to put trees. You remember the episode where we changed the trees on this road to the little cherry trees? See if I can get down here so you can see. Now see, we had the big cherry trees there that you see in the middle of the screen. Those were there in the park that I made. But this side of the road had, well, both sides of this little road had little tiny evergreen trees that were ugly as all get out. So I changed them out for these little, these guys right here, this one, okay? And then on this side, I took them off completely because we had, you know, these other ones in the park. Now, all of that was done with network skins, which lets you play around with the trees. Okay. Let's see. Now, districts, that's very important. Previously, that's by G. Steigert, and you will be able to, you know, write this down and go find. You can get all of these in the workshop. And we've done how to go get things in the workshop before, so if you didn't watch that episode, you want to backtrack and watch beginners tutorials from the beginning and find it, or subscribe to my what do they call it, a playlist. Just subscribe, go to my beginners playlist, and I will have it listed what each episode is about, and it'll tell you which one tells you how to get into workshop and get these things. Okay, so next, okay, districts by G. Steigert. What that does, get out of this here. Remember before we had, there we go. Now there's our districts. We have all these different districts. We have this one, forestry and commercial. We have beachfront residential. We have Firehouse Row, etc., etc. Okay, those were districts, and each one of them had hearses and garbage trucks that only ran in those districts, so they didn't run across the city. Remember that episode or group of episodes? Well, that was by Akira Ishikara, and Akira Ishikara never did the other city services. And also, it seemed to be her or his mod, the enhanced mod, seemed to be possibly the one that was causing the garbage trucks and the hearses to be spinning in the middle of the road and stalling, and just, you know, it was having problems. So what I did was I switched to districts by G. Steigert, and now all the city services are going to, and I should put that here, so that you have it. Okay, let's make it green like it should be. There we go. Okay, so this mod corrals all. Oh, this mod corrals all city service vehicles inside the district, the facility building is in. Okay, so that's what that one is for. And we will have to, when I get done explaining this, divide some of these, because with this new one, you can't have a district this big, all right, like this one here. So what we'll wind up doing is taking the nightlife oceanfront, taking the beachfront residential, splitting it into residential and beachfront residential down here. Or we'll call them something different, but it'll be 2 different districts, and so we'll have to add some other fire departments and whatnot in some of our other episodes. Same thing here. We incorporated commercial district and forestry. Well, we need to fix that, so we'll have forestry separate from commercial. When we get done splitting. Industrial, now that's a nice size, it'll stay the way it is. This one, which is the 4 Plateaus district, will become Upper Plateaus and Lower Plateaus district. This Upper Plateaus has garbage and hearses in it already. We'll make the Lower Plateaus have those services down here. Okay, and all of that's going to happen in other episodes, I'm sure, but I just wanted to explain to you what that district is for. There is another thing that you'll deal with that, which probably won't bother you folks, but in the hard mode, the 2 hard mode games, it would make a difference. And I'll explain that in the other episodes. Now, the triple lamppost I explained to you, and the districts I explained to you, first person camera by 2056, which is what we just used here. When we went down into, anytime you go down into something, like our little park here, you want to go down into this park. Here you can only get down so far this way. But say you decide you want to really get down into this park, you hit the tab button and you actually go down into the park and you become one of the Sims, and you can walk around with everybody. Let's get the game started here if I can. Maybe I can't do that when I'm in first person. Oh, okay, so okay, escape, resume game, see if I can do it now. Sometimes it jams, and we'll see if I can get down in here. There we go. Okay, so if you want to get down in here and, you know, be one of these people this way, which is, you know, being your own person down in the game. And of course I'm up too high to be one of them because I was last adjusted for a vehicle. But say we wanted to get down in here and go take a look at this fire that the fire department just put out. They're much too quick for me. And see what's going on in town. You use Tony 56A for this. You can also use him by tabbing back out and jumping into a vehicle. And there we go. Okay, so we're in the sedan of Mary Crowley, who's sitting at a stoplight, which is why she's not moving right now. There we go. We are now in her car. And we're up high, so like if we were to get into this one, which we can do with this, if I can just get a hold of it. There, now we're in the hearse. And if we wanted to get into the ambulance, this is all with Tony 56's mod. Okay, so now we're in the ambulance looking back at the hearse. All right, so like you can do things like that. You can grab this person and click the little green button to make it blue, and then come up here and click the camera, and now you're in Tyler Adams sitting on a bicycle at the stop there with the ambulance we were in a few minutes ago. And when she gets a green light, she's probably going to drive her bike across. There we go. Now we're in the bicycle. Okay. All of this is with Tony 56 mod, which we've gone into before, and we might do it again, just as a redo. But I just wanted to show you what that is still on the game. That's the first-person camera by Tony 56A. Also, 81 tiles fixed for CS 1. City Skylines 1.2 plus by Bloody Penguin. Now that one, allows you to play around in this game everywhere, all the way out to the edges. You could go, if I could get my fingers working right, you can literally go all the way out to the edges where we could not go before. We couldn't actually get, for example, to the island before. Now we can actually get to the island. There you go. And people could get back and forth to the island if we were now to put a port, like the port over here. Okay, we have a port over here for the boats that bring people, and a port there for the port for the boats that bring goods in and out. So here comes one of these. We could put another one of these people ports, with the cruise liners, over on the other side of the island, and I think the boats would then traverse back and forth. Not sure about that, but I think so. And if not, we could run a metro system over there. We couldn't do that before when we had only 9 tiles, which is what we started out with originally. We couldn't do it before when we had 25 tiles, because you couldn't reach the outside limits of the game. Now you can go all the way to the edge. I mean, all the way to the edge. You can literally, with 81 tiles, boy, right over the farm. With 81 tiles, we can literally go all the way out to the edge. All the way out here to the edge of the game, where it becomes a cliff that falls into the ocean. Okay? We get all the way out here. Of course, that's where it stops. Can't get any further, but we can get that far. Literally where the vehicles come in and go out. We can get to where the boats come in and go out. We'll see that in other episodes. But I just wanted to show you, that's what the 81 tiles does. Now the search box mod by CWMLOLZLZ, this is it's called search box mod on Workshop when you go to get it. When you're looking for it in Content Manager, it comes up as building search. Okay, so you want to be aware of that. This lets you find just as an example, I mean, it'll let you find anything. But say you went to parks and you wanted to use your parks for, let's see if this is a good example here. See, now I have all of my Cherry Riverwalk parks in one place, I think. And then all of a sudden I've got the Pegasus parks. And I think I've run out of the cherry tree parks, which are the Riverwalk parks down here, because I've run into, the Pegasus parks. Oh no, there's more of them over here. And I have to scroll all over the place to find them. my other parks, this one that is our flowing fountain park, right now some of it is here, and then there's this park that's not a flowing fountain park. Then there's this park that's not a flowing fountain park, and this park that's not a flowing fountain park, and suddenly and these three, they're not flowing fountain parks, and then suddenly we've got I know it's in here somewhere. Come on. Well, in here somewhere are more flowing fountain parks. And I can't for the life of me find them now. But the thing is, you don't have to scroll back and forth through this huge list of park pieces. Okay? Okay, there's another one way out here on the other end. They're all over the place in this list. But if you go over here, now that you've got the search box mod in there, you go to the little magnifying glass for search, and then you just click on this big gray band here. Now, when you click there, you're not going to see anything, and you're going to think it didn't work, but just move your cursor, your little arrow out of the way, and start typing flowing fountain. Type that much and hit the enter button, and you'll get this little spinning guy here, and all of a sudden every one of your flowing fountain parks turns up in one place. Oh, thank you God. This one and this one and this one were separate from this one and this one and this one in the previous list, but now you got them all together, which is what makes it easier for you to work with them. So that's what that mod is for, the search box mod. And then there's the Ploppable Rico by AJ3D. I won't try to explain that to you right now. It's in order to put down big, huge Rico buildings, which we've not done yet. We've done it in the other two games, but if you haven't been watching those, you won't see that yet, because that's something I'm going to explain to you later. But it's safe to put on your game for now, so you can go and get it, drop it onto your game, and be ready. Network Extensions Project. This is by a team of modders: Catalyst 6, GC Voss, Lazarus Man, and Sam Char. Now, this Network Extensions Project is another thing that we haven't shown you here on this game, on our beginner game. It's just something that we haven't gotten to yet, because wow, it'll take a whole couple of episodes to explain it to you and show it to you. It's really great, but it's not something that we've done yet. So there is that you might want to go and get, or you might want to wait until I do an episode to tell you to put it on. But if you want it, go get it. You can even play with it. Okay? That's the Ploppable Rico by AJ3D. You'll see a lot of Rico stuff. If you go into Workshop, click on the little button that says Mods, and then say Ploppable Rico in the search section, this will come up and you can click on it. Network Extensions Project does wonderful tunnels for vehicles with sides and tops, instead of being in the underworld looking up through the dirt to the rest of the world. It's just makes that so much more realistic. And Mark a Route by Tony56A, same guy who gave us the first person camera, is another one that I haven't shown you yet in this playlist, in this series, but we'll get to it. And that one lets you see if I can get down here and show you an example. Okay, that one makes it so that I have to get sunshine on this so you can see. Okay, so if we're down here, come on, get where I can see you. Okay, so we're down here. We use Tony56 to get down into this vehicle, and right ahead of us is a freeway sign. Can anybody read that? I can't. Nobody can. It's all blurred on purpose so that, you can just imagine what it says. Well, with this new mod on here, see if I can do it. I have to go to streets. It's streets. I think it's streets. Is it? Okay, well, I'll get into that one in another episode. But with this new mod, which I have, oh, there it is, mark a route. I've only used it once since I got it. You can say mark a route up here, add a sign. You can say you want a specific kind of sign. You can have a highway sign, which is a little thing, or you can have a double gantry, which is what this thing is. We'll do a double gantry. And again, you click on it and it doesn't seem to do anything. But if under destination name, you click on this first thing and you say commercial district, and then in the next blank line down, you click and say next right, and you set it. Okay. Now, okay. Oh, I see. I'm still in. I'm in the first person now. This is the. I'm still in first person. Okay. Okay, so you change the angle up here until you get it the angle you want. You can see how I'm kind of flipping it around here a little bit till you can get it to the angle that you want. And it's a little touchy. There we go. Okay, so we now have it the angle we want. And if you put it right in front of, not behind, but right in front of the sign that was there, so you can't really see that sign anymore, and place and click with your left mouse button, now we can go back into this station wagon and look up, and we can now see commercial district next right on the sign. Okay, not very well, but we can see it. Okay, that was just trying to, spitball it real quick and show you. I'll do an episode on that later. But Mark a Route by Tony56 is a fun thing that you can do. And it also has little signs. I'll show that to you in detail in another episode. Okay, those are the mods, the only mods that you want to have on your game if you don't want array index errors. Okay? And we're at 28 minutes. So I'm just going to let us just ride through town. And I should probably tab out and get us our little window here. Okay, we are in Mary Finch's station wagon. She's headed for discount sales, and it looks like she might be. I think I got out of her just in time. Yeah. She went into a store. Okay, well, it's 29 minutes, and I know this was kind of not a fun episode for anybody, but I wanted to get us all caught. I can't get the darn thing to work today. There we go. Good Lord. I'm having so much fun getting things to work today. Okay, so that is the end of this episode. We are now back in our map for beginner's tutorial, and from now on the beginner's tutorial will feature things going on in this game again. So we're back, and I'll see you in the next episode, which I think I might do next, as in right now for me, and in a couple days for you. Okay, see you in the next one, which will be 62. This is episode 61. Bye.